All right, we are here with the legend, filmmaker, writer, actor. You kind of do everything, Mr. Barry Levinson. Thank you for being with us.
Thanks.
How do you feel about the Florida Film Festival? What kind of sets it apart from other film festivals that you've been to?
Well, I mean, I think it's early to say because it just, got here last night. So aside from the fact that it's a great surroundings, I had no idea. I was just thinking of some theater, but this is a beautiful setting right here.
Yeah. And so here we talk about it's family, it's fun, it's friends, and film. And so, and you being here is just a great entity to be, talking about Central Florida. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
What are you looking forward to with the Q&A? I mean, you have had a long career, and I bet you've had a lot of questions over the years.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's just if you can get and I hear they're very good audiences here and very knowledgeable. So, it's fun to sometimes talk about some of the movies that I've done and find out some of the questions that might come up that are interesting to to talk about and just share certain stories with the audience.
Absolutely. And here in Orlando, because it's we have the Full Sail, we have UCF, Rollins, a lot of different schools that have good theater programs and film programs. So there's going to be a lot of students here. So what kind of advice would you want to give them to those upcoming,
Oh God, it's very hard to give advice. I mean, it's almost impossible. I think, what happens is if that's an interest, then you have to find a way to pursue it. And if you got the stamina for it, okay. I mean, because, believe me, it's not an easy road to go down, and I can't even really explain to you the best way to approach it. I mean, it's good to go to a film school. It's good to study acting. Those things are helpful, and it's good to know something about writing and character development. But beyond that, it's a journey that each individual takes and finds their own path. Absolutely.
On the long journey that you've had, what would you say was one of your biggest successes, personal goals that you've reached and are really proud about?
I never had specific goals that I wanted to aspire to because I never thought of being in the business. I mean, I grew up in Baltimore and I wouldn't know anything about the film business or I knew anybody in the business. So I didn't think of ever writing or directing or doing any of that. So that sort of happened by studying in an acting school for several years, and then from that I began to think about writing, and it went from that.
Wow. So it was an organic kind of travel.
Yeah, as opposed to a specific goal in mind. I didn't have that kind of goal.
Yeah. Do you think it was easier to do that as compared to coming with kind of preconceived notions of what you
I don't know what's an easier way to go.
Yeah.
I mean, one of my big ambitions in life was not to work in my father's appliance store.
Yeah, that was good enough.
So I don't really know what's the easy way or the best way.
Absolutely. Well, what's next for you? You've been working, and is there something that you haven't done that you would want to do or work with a specific?
Well, I'm doing that now. I mean, I'm working on Diner, the musical that Sheryl Crow did the music for, and we open in San Francisco in the early fall and Broadway in February next year.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
So that's a complete departure for me, something I haven't done before.
Yeah, so you're still crossing boundaries and still trying to do new things.
Yeah, and I did a very small, inexpensive movie for like $2 million called The Bay. Sort of an ecological thriller that will come out, I think, sometime toward the latter part of this year.
Oh, and just in time for Earth Day, which is tomorrow, which is awesome.
So we shot it, for $2 million using a lot of digital cameras and all types of digital cameras, not the real high end, but a lot of the consumer digital cameras.
Are you seeing that with new technology this day and age? Everything's really digital. Is that a kind of a trend you see yourself going in?
I don't think it's a trend. It's about the technology. I mean, anybody can tell a story because there's a way to capture it. Right. It's not like you had to have the giant 35mm camera with all the film. I mean, anybody, whether you have an iPhone or whatever, you can tell a story. Yeah. And so that's a big change. And so I was using all of these various digital platforms to tell this story in a very ragged kind of way almost. So it was interesting to play that way.
Oh, awesome. Well, looking forward to see the film, and definitely check out the next one coming out, The Bay.
Yep, awesome. The Bay.
Well, thank you so much, Barry, and I'm looking forward to the Q&A.
Okay, great. Good to see you.